Good evening, everybody, and welcome to SpeedGaming Live 2021's Grand Finals for the Messenger Any Percent New Game Plus No Out of Bounds race. I am Minus, and here with me today is Kyle Berry.
Hello, everybody. Let's go, Bamboo Crew. Already seeing a lot of you in chat. For those that don't know this game, I certainly hope you enjoy it. We've got quite a show for you today with two of our very top runners, HalflingHelper and Grondious, going up against each other. This is going to be an incredible display of action-adventure platforming, and I hope you're excited to see something awesome.
Let's see. So it's been a long tournament for some of these folks. We got started back at the beginning of October, where we had our initial matches. But even before that, we had the even like the qualifiers and getting everything set up. So these folks have been running this hour and a half, 2 hours long run for weeks now. And I have to say, I think they're probably about ready to call it.
Yep. Looks like they'll be off soon here. And this being, of course, New Game Plus, we are off to a very exciting Ninja Village. Just another day, but we already have all of our tools we would otherwise unlock. We just have to make one quick stop at the shop for our windmill shuriken and out of our treehouse, and our runners are off.
Just in case I had missed, I don't know if we talked about the runners who are running. We've got Grondious, who's actually undefeated in the tournament so far, coming into the grand finals, and HalflingHelper, who they actually faced off earlier this week in the top bracket finals. Grond, of course, beat Halfling. Halfling dropped down and won themselves back up and out to take on Grond once again for the grand finals. So, if Grond wins today, the tournament's over, and Grond wins. If Halfling wins today, there will need to be one more race between the two of them to decide the winner of the tournament.
Always love to cheer for an underdog story, so let's go Halfling here.
Hey, we get one more race, I'll be just as excited. But both of these runners are amazing. I've been able to commentate and watch the last couple of matches for the finals, and they do not disappoint.
Can't really understate these runners enough. Grondious holding the coveted 8-bit world record, new game, no out of bounds, of 29 minutes, 29 seconds. Incredible time. And Halfling now having, I believe, a 29:57, being one of the fastest learners of the category, and also credited with putting together our next Hall of Fast community segmented run. So stay tuned for that.
Autumn Hills. Kyle, I know you've been spending a lot of time in Autumn Hills recently.
Yeah, this room is infamous. In my opinion, one of the hardest rooms in the regular 8-bit category of the game. It really takes a steep optimization in New Game with less tools because you have to rely more on slapping these turtles. You actually get some resistance when you slap them, but if you spin your sword the other way first, you get pushed and accelerated a couple of frames. Having the rope dart here, it does make that room a little bit easier to just, zoom through, as we say, rope dart everything. However, that does not mean that Autumn Hills is an easier level to optimize. The fact that we have this windmill shuriken opens up just a breadth of new possibilities and rope dart optimizations as well. You'll see runners just darting everything they can, including the tops of ceilings. We call that a Hansan. If you hit a corner and you get a faster fall, the ninja will not stick to the wall.
They're going into the water section right now. We always like to shout out the sound engineering, loving the muffling of the music and stuff. Shout out to Rainbow Dragon Eyes. So this section is really interesting in New Game Plus because they have that speed, the rope dart. So this fast swim that they have, which we don't typically get till later, actually opens up some interesting stuff coming up.
Oh, yep. If they are to jump out while doing this boost, like so, they're keeping their momentum, and then by attacking things in the air with a combination of their sword and their windmill shuriken, they're able to maintain power. Halfling getting, like, unfortunately landing, but Grondious keeps going. Let's see him go all the way. Ladies and gentlemen, that is incredible. That is a technique we call the Ultra Steal. It is very difficult to do. It can carry you through, as you see, like 3 screens.
Yeah. Just like that, it pulls Grond ahead by several seconds. It's a huge trick for this particular stage, and it really shows the complexity of the New Game Plus run and its routing. While that may have looked relatively-ish easy to do, that is insanely hard. They can't be too high or too low in some spots, throwing shurikens at the right time. It's nuts.
Of course, you see there just a small mishap on Grondious' screen trying to throw the windmill, I think, to the other direction and get a clean Hansong of Cloud Step under the platform. It would look awesome, but this slightest discrepancy between frames and your inputs can mean losing a lot of time in this category.
And look at the DPS that you can put out with the windmill shuriken. Leaf Golem did stand a chance. And you'll see them rope dart at the end to get a little bit of slide and get as close to the door as possible, just to save the frames.
Yep. Walking is slow. We try not to do it whenever possible. We try to be running, flying, or rope darting our way to victory.
So this is Forlorn Temple. It's a really tough level and a huge part of the New Game Plus run, but we will talk about that later.
Just a quick visit here, and we're going to say hello to our friend Necro, the Phobkin. Is unfortunately the only one we will save in this run. There are 3 others who are dear friends, but they are going to construct a bridge that we don't need later.
Now, Kyle, I know that you were actually in this tournament earlier on. A few questions I might have for you were some strats that you might have been interested in. I know there's a teleport at the beginning of this level. Did you ever think, yep, I'm waiting for it?
Oh, absolutely. I tried to go for all of the teleports I could and tried to practice a couple of the Eats. This category was too long for me with other things going on to learn all of it, and I was demolished. However, it's still awesome to see how far these runners have pushed this category and taking it a level further than I could hope to.
What the most exciting part?
Getting that very difficult, very tight timing to get that jump and not hit the wall or collide into one of those platforms. See if Halfling's able to do that as well. Wow.
Wow. That's tough. We talked about this a bit in the finals match, but just like here, you're going to see, especially in this stage, this is a stage of cycles, and you'll see it on Halfling screen as they're coming in again, but they move quickly to avoid.
Oh, almost the full yeet. Barely missing that bat.
So it's just a lot of bareleys and a lot of close calls in order to skip cycles, which will lose you seconds otherwise.
Absolutely. Coming up here, runners are going to be saving about 8 seconds by not interacting with this Ruxton cutscene you would normally see falling into that trigger. It's actually like a square-shaped box they're just jumping over with a combination of the windmill shuriken for Cloud Step and then the rope dart to the lantern.
I really like the confidence they have to just rope dart that lantern. I would feel so tempted to windmill shuriken it, but that, of course, is faster. It just scares me every time I see it.
That's true. We have in New Game Plus the Bedoink, and then what they performed, a very fast and loose variety, was the Bedoink Plus, as Peep was pointing out in the chat. Now going for what is normally a very scary Crusher cycle skip, in New Game having this rope dart just enables you so much more time to get around. However, not free. Halfling has 3 health and still has to evade the swinging pendulum, fortunately getting by unscathed. Coming up to our level boss, we say, hi Ruxton. It's a coin toss. He's going to go high or low, and it's going to cost a lot more time in this category if Ruxton goes low for either of these runners.
Kron gets the high. Oh, that's a great start.
Very nice windmill.
Wow, that is so on the right fast. Side. And then Halfling gets the high as well. That's what I'm talking about. It's a race. Grond killing Ruxton just a little bit faster.
Right. Going into the level of our people, the Bamboo Crew. This is Bamboo Creek. Should I do it?
Go, yeah, please.
Okay, I will sing you the song of our people. Please forgive me. I'm not a singer by trade. I like Chinese food. Chinese food is good for you. I like to eat Chinese food, and Chinese food is yummy too. If you like me too, you will bring me Chinese food because it is so yummy. Did I mention I like Chinese food?
I'm so happy. The anthem of the crew gets us where we need to go and expresses our true love for Chinese food and messenger
Let's go,
races.
Guys,
We got to see a couple of things as they were coming through. Bamboo is generally a kind of straightforward map in New Game. In New Game Plus, there's so much going on. You saw those like one tile yeets at the beginning, water yeets at the beginning of the stage, and then using
jumping right
shurikens.
up off of Wanderer, getting just skipping that room, using the yeet off of what we call the wet afro, rope dart jump into one tile of water for that low boost.
Go straight into an N2 skip.
Beautiful. You love to see the N2 skip in New Game Plus because they essentially just turn on infinite jumps. Halfling, unfortunately, catching a lantern at the wrong time. Looks like we'll have to go up the elevator side. This will lose a couple of seconds. But great Steelheart getting around that corner, and he's back up at the top of the room. Getting some nice turtle boosts off of those switches. You see the acceleration there where those switches would normally be slowing Ninja down.
They get too close to that bottom pit. It scares me.
Oh yeah. We call this room Halfling is entering the jump program.
I love it.
Every runner falls on their first try.
The another huge difference with New Game Plus is your thoughts on shards, right? Money and shard count. For the most part, you're not even thinking about it.
Very true.
It has been very rare, I gotta say it like that now, it's been very rare that a shard count has cost us a match. Because the way New Game Plus works is you kind of pay a toll at the beginning on death to Corbel to save your game. If you cannot pay the fine, Corbel will not save you. That was really good. Halfling might set that up as well. So I just point that out as we start seeing deaths and then money come down, they're going to have plenty to handle it. But if for some reason they never do, their entire save file gets deleted, and that's kind of the race.
Yep. Now, at the low cost of 50 shards of death in New Game Plus, that should not happen to our runners. Hey, but it's always a possibility. So we just hope for a clean run where there's only deaths where they're intended.
I will say it's still kind of nice to see some of these turtle boosts incorporated in New Game Plus.
Absolutely. Even having the rope dart, having the insight to know when to use the turtle boost over a dart, for instance, is really fine optimization that I love that it's still relevant in New Game Plus.
There is a very neat strat here. You saw Gron throw the shuriken.
That's it. He got the cloud
a little
step,
slow.
just landing at the end of the room for what we call the God Yeet. If you're able to get a cloud step and be, yeeting out of the water there, you can jump clear across the next room.
Halfling set it up. Oh, well, we'll too high.
Fortunately, grabbing the wall there. No gain for either runner. Very clean
cool
wraparound
strat,
for Grondious at the top.
I don't know who thought to just throw a shuriken at the beginning of the room and it's just gonna make contact with something at the perfect time. So great.
Brilliant stuff. You love to see it. Coming up on the level boss of Howling Grotto now. Grondious is going up against the Emerald Golem. This is a difficult boss. Going to have to deliver 8 hits to that core to break it, and then that'll open up wind on the sides. We'll very quickly get up to the top and juggle shuriken to hope for a 1 cycle. So we only have to do this 1 time. Very good early damage there, using 2 shuriken to wrap around. Nice cloud steps from Grondious, and looking like a beautiful juggle so far.
Very
nice short hops. Hoping for the same.
I like
for
that
Halfling.
swag too. Little animation swag right there.
Just a very fast kill on the phase 2. Unfortunately, not getting the swaggy rolly drop, but we can forgive that.
I think Halfling's getting a second phase. Very close though.
Dang. All right, tear
We'll
him
see
up.
Halflings. Let's see it. Give me that swag. Give me that swag. There it is.
That's a beautiful kill.
Oh, I'm so proud. The swag roll.
Now we will see again on Halfling's side, you can actually throw the shuriken to hit this boss after you're done fighting them to get some cloud steps up into the wind earlier. Or at a higher level, rather.
Now, Halfling's entering it, but you can see on ground we're in the next stage, which is the Quillshroom Marsh. This stage is relatively standard. There's a couple of faster rooms because we got the rope dart now. The most interesting part has to be the boss for this stage. But we have our long rooms. Yep, we got our long rooms.
Yep. Certainly long rooms. A lot of holding right here. Just moving and grooving on forward. One thing I like to always point out is that the mushrooms in the background will actually sing. They have their own voice in the song now.
I wish I could sing like a mushroom.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, I think that's also the only room that has 2 checkpoints.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I want to say that's correct. I'm 95%. Very nice mushroom teleport from Grondious. Saying a weird quirk of the rope dart, they're able to keep an enemy in memory, and when it's pulled again, just takes Ninja directly to the new enemy type.
Yeah, it's really interesting the why that just happens to accidentally work, and it all just has to do with how memory is and things are trying to be saved, you know, to save memory and how they save all that stuff. And then when it gets reused right away, the game still thinks you're attacking the same enemy, so it just puts you there or as much as it can. Because I guess the term that was beautiful.
Nice rope all through that platform, just making it look like it's not even there.
Yeah. The term teleport's a bit of a misnomer because you're not really teleporting, you're just moving so fast you can't see it. But you can make contact with things, and we have proof of that in some of our teleports.
True. This way it's more like a shunpo. Very lots of room to right side climb in New Game Plus. Extremely scary in New Game, but still very nice execution. You had, like, you could drive a bus through how much room there was.
So good. All right, so I know that there's several ways to skin the Queen of Quills here, and I'm curious to see what fight Gron goes for.
Really keeping those shuriken in play for a long time, putting a small delay, and it's like he's calculating something out. This is some black magic on me.
So I think Grond held for a second to build up the windmill shurikens back. That was either intentional or a backup because he had lost them. But still trying to avoid another cycle, so that was wonderful. Halfling is anticipating and instead going for a more, I guess, consistent 2 cycle here. So still no whips.
Very nice starts. Grondious now entering into the aggro crag, or Searing Crags, excuse me. The level we would normally get through Rope Dart in New Game. So this level is very much designed for going fast, and it shows.
Yeah, you bring the Rope Dart in. This is honestly, in New Game, like when the game really picks up its speed. Of course, in New Game Plus, it's not as relevant, but the stage is still cool. There's some interesting climbs and a very key moment coming up here for Grond.
That's an interesting choice of words.
I actually did not intend that.
It'll work out. Did Grondious trigger? Oh, Grondious does not need the bird.
That's right.
New Game Plus.
And New Game Plus is
right
so simple as that.
Backdooring the exit to the Key of Strength. We're going to be obtaining one of the key items we need for any percent before we're able to actually see it, as it's a 16-bit sprite and we are in 8-bit still. Spoiler alert.
Yep. The nice thing is the devs still just kind of left it there. You know, it's not like the players are going to get to it.
They have a contract with us. Sabotage Studio is very awesome. They will not patch out something that the speedrunners find and use in our runs if it is, you know, beneficial to us and does not negatively impact the casual player. It's not likely to cause a blocker.
They even added things for the community, if I remember correctly. I think it was the community that had them add in the text skipping.
That's correct. Yes, and then people still mashed faster than the text skip, and they had to accelerate it. There's also a crash for a large skip, death warp. We're going to see later in this category, where it would normally crash the game, but they just patched out the crash and not the glitch. You love to see
that. Was beautiful. Wow.
Wow.
Let's see, okay, Half didn't get the teleport there, but that's good. Oh, we come into Kolos and Seusis. I was talking to Grond a bit about this the other day. this particular boss, which would normally be a much worse like RNG fight, a little bit less so in New Game Plus, just because the amount of damage we can put out. It's all about your juggle skills here.
Always a very difficult fight to approach from an optimization standpoint. Which patterns are going to be the fastest for us? And then in New Game Plus, you know, we might actually want some of these tag team patterns more than we might in New Game because we can get more hits on both of them with the Shuriken. So they do not have a shared health pool. They each will tap out when they're at a specific health count. I think 9.
I think so. I know that they have different health maxes, and I think the amount is the same. Yeah, so one of them takes more hits.
It's your shovel, please, and dance emotes in chat. We're going into
Absolutely.
the frostiest level of the run, the Glacial Peak. It's going to be pure upwards adrenaline and momentum.
I love this stage. I always do. This is one of my favorite moments in 8-bit. Coming through, there's really not much else to say here except just fun rooms and exciting climbs. Whereas the previous stage was a bit more rigid and you know worked real well to like teach you the rope dart. These rooms they feel more fluid, and so you have some really cool looking climbs.
Absolutely. This is where the game temporarily becomes like Celeste. It's like, well, what if Madeline had a ninja friend to accompany her and rope dart around the ice? Well, here you go. A very nice off-screen rope dart, getting a Hanson. Shoutouts to Axu for that discovery. Well played by Grondious. Halfling just zipping up the Manfred room. We'll be back there a little later. Gonna get to our second appearance of Wanderer. Yep. Just gonna skip right by him now.
Alright, let's see Grond. Oh.
Ooh. Oh, strong.
So
Alright, let's
cool.
Go.
Oh, we were talking about that before too, and that is such a cool thing because I was worried about the setup. Well, I think Halfling might go for it too, or they do Brazilian.
Here we go. There it is.
There's the teleport, the classic 8-bit teleport.
The second teleport in 8-bit. Hopefully there are more someday.
And just like that, the stage is over. It's fast. And I was just looking back, Halfling, yeah, went for Brazilian Ice Climber, which is so fun. That's hard. Get your feelings out for it.
Absolutely. It's just trying to skip the first ice platform and then get right on that second one with a tight corner jump. So now summoning the Tower of the Time with Power of the Scroll. Ninja's going to allow the blue robes to set up the kind of final preparation a messenger has to go through before being determined if they're worthy to carry on the scroll. So you will notice some corpses in the background. This is canonically important. A lot of, like this one guy here just walked right into the lasers. There's no shame in it, we've all done it. Really nice crystal views there. You'll see not just the windmill shuriken, but the sword hitting crystals through the wall on this stage. Lots of wizards and lasers and cool magical stuff.
There's the hit.
Getting the Hail Mary. You'd love to see it.
That is a scary and fast strat.
He's intentionally chunking 4 damage from the laser and then taking a second hit from the Wizrope's bullet to get through on iframes.
While we despise Wizrobes and their RNG, their first position is always the same. Ooh, wow. Okay, nice.
That's an interesting
That's a nice save.
Up. But yep, normally we would just want, you know, to get through and rope dart to get hit by the wizard after the fact, but Grondious able to pick up that second set of iframes. As you can tell, they are pretty long in this game.
Oh, and I had missed that too. Halfling actually got the Whisper on the first laser.
Oh my god, I missed that as well. Let's go Halfling. The Whisper is if you are to rope dart something behind a laser and just get through the laser without getting hit. It's a strange Unity mechanic. We don't really know more about it.
We wish we could replicate with more consistency. Oh.
Yep.
So I know the Halfling coming into this tough room here with one health.
Laser skip from Grondious.
The most important health there is. The last
Clean
one.
Cooney crystal room. Well done, Halfling. or Kuni 1 cycle, excuse me.
Otherwise, I'm just glancing over at Grond, who's just breezing through this tower.
Absolutely amazing one tile. Quick climb up the wall and just zipping right up, and a quick jump puzzle.
Great
And
jumps, laser skip
going
there.
into one of the most annoying rooms in the regular new game run, we are able to have kind of a blast with it and just throw the shuriken through walls. You do want to be very careful though, as if you're going to hit the wrong crystal, you can get caught in a horrible loop.
Oh yeah.
Going for Dos Ojos, getting tapped twice by the eyeballs to miss the lasers, just breeze right through.
Yeah.
Let's see which strategy Halfling opts for. Going to be Dos Ojos or Ojos de Black?
Let's find out. The Dos
Beautiful
Ojos is
skip
safer,
time
it feels
waster
like,
room.
because you leave with more health, but... That's one. Okay, just can go for it.
Went for the traditional Ojos de Black. Something went wrong and just waiting out those
Alright, got
lasers. That's a terrifying room at 1 HP. It's killed us all.
Yeah.
You love to see
The worst
it just
part-
bypass it.
Because those Wizrobes, the RNG, you don't have control over where they're going. Cuatro Osos. Arcane Golem.
Nice
Just to
broken
touch on it
kick to
quickly,
the boy.
the rope darts, some other function of it is the massive amount of iframes we get from it. So you're going to see here how we can just kind of sit in a boss's attack and keep damaging
Really
while rope
nice
darting.
reattach from Grondious. That's tight timing.
Very
so
good.
Very easy to get clapped further away from the boss and lose some time. But just making quick work of that Arcane Golem. That's an 8-bit GG to Grondious.
Very good. What was that? Let's see. I'm going to look back. It was a 25... 25-10, 25-11. Very close. Very nice.
Halfling now cleaning up the golem as well. One more reattach, it should have the kill. There you go,
At
25-34.
25-34. Okay. So, just over 20-ish seconds, 23 seconds or something like that. 22, 23. Yeah.
Yep, Grondious is absolutely on the tear right now. That is an insane 8-bit. So let's get some more dance emotes for Cloud Ruins. You know it, you love this theme. We got a cool hat. We're 16-bit, and we're gonna be going through with even more style.
Yeah. We got more music, more animation frames, and a really cool hat.
More bounce pads. I
Yeah.
wish we would. I don't like bounce pads.
I don't like bounce pads. They feel slow. I don't like this stage, Kyle.
It's a
This
scary
is not
stage.
my favorite.
This is a long and arduous stage. There's a sudden difficulty spike from 8-bit. And you kind of love to feel it, that transition, like you are the messenger now, and here you go. This game got difficult. You like floors? Well, you're in Cloud Ruins now.
Yeah. Plenty of just long death pit rooms. I guess just don't make any mistakes. All right.
Ooh,
I was
very
going
nice.
for it. Beautiful. Just handling those toothbrushes.
That's a horrifying spike room. Yeah, the toothbrush. I like that. Another one of the devs' very creative names for stuff in this level. We'll see a place called the Car Wash later that we won't really go into.
We're hanging out with our buddy Manfred here. Doing the first chase for Manfred. I'm going to see how Halfling does the climb. Look
Grondious
at that.
is
Halfling.
off screen.
Oh, no.
Halfling just zipping right through. I missed the opening. Did he get
Yeah, so
by
Halfling-
damage list again?
So Halfling did get by damage list in the first couple and then took the damage on the second to last. So
Okay.
that's still really fast.
Yeah, he's probably the only runner that consistently pulls that off. I'd say it's an incredible entry to that room. Grunt just zipping right by that crush room ceiling and just up and over. You love to see him zipping through this box. Here into the infamous room with no floor, just a long death pit, 2 teleports, and a platform that loves to kill you.
Nice teleport. Halfling took
It's
that room
this
blind, by the way. Oh,
Wow.
boy. Yeah.
That's amazing. You
Yeah.
can go off screen for a considerable portion of those chases. The first one and the third one are often off-screen toward the end. The second chase, very, very scary, as it is sort of the longest and most difficult to do that on.
They have
We'll
a lot
see
of
if
scattered
Ron's playing it
ones,
safe
yeah.
or not. Probably safe, since this is a tournament and he is on a pretty crazy pace.
Yeah, it does look like it. Chrome wants to make sure nothing happens in the second chase. Halfling entering that chase now.
Love to see those teleports from both runners off of the Manhattan Banshees, and Halfling chased by our favorite Danger Noodle.
I prefer my Manfreds in a light blue.
Me too. Okay, very scary room here. There's some free real estate you can pick up if you jump into spikes. Looks like Grond is going for it.
Ooh.
Unfortunate hiccup on that wall, but he's still getting through. No problems. Now, by riding these Crusher up, you can actually respawn this ghost. It gets sort of a drippy ghost effect. You get another target to rope dart.
And then there it is. Third chase right here.
Just as Halfling ends the second chase. And
Alright.
we are off. We're going to see if these runners save or kill this Kappa.
I think Gron's gonna leave it.
Well, he saved the animals. Some runners believe it to be a blessing to save the Kappa in hopes to get a Balfred on the level boss later. Also, spoiler alert, we are going to be fighting this spiky noodle in just a little bit.
I do hear that Halfling tends to not save the animals. We'll see if that's true
Calling
here.
for the kill. Halfling was
Halfling might
burned
provide.
after saving an animal last time. Throwing a little teaser shuriken, we're still not quite sure.
There it is.
It's death. Death for this poor Kappa. We have dev confirmation. He will survive the fall if you don't kill him. Just
Grond
want to throw
set
that
up.
out there. Now we're going to see if Grond is able to get Manfred
Oh, the
to
position
go
was
into a
off,
ball.
yeah.
Unfortunately, not quite getting the right rope darts, looks like, but setting up for a really clean juggle. If you're
at
able
that.
to hit at the right elevations, you can manipulate this boss to go high or low. Grondious refusing to give up that damage window. I'm going to kill him, I think, on this pass. There it
Beautiful.
is.
That's really good for no Balfred. Still, what was that, second pass through?
Not bad at all.
Halfling setting up. That's looking better.
And there
Halfling
it is.
proving us all wrong. It
Just
doesn't matter.
destroying this
Look how
boss.
fast that is. That is why so many people kind of get turned off after 8-bit. Having such a strat makes such a difference in a boss. For a race like this, it's really nice, but it's not a decider by any means.
Absolutely.
But wow, what a catch up for linear.
But it's true. If you ever thought, why do people end the run at the 8-bit after Arcane Golem? It seems arbitrary. Well, Manfred. Specifically Balfred.
Yep. Yeah, not even here. So Underworld,
Grondious
I mean, we're
with
coming
spicy
through.
dance moves. And,
I like that. That's so good.
very stylish falling.
Yeah, Underworld's by comparison not too bad. It's got some fun climbs. It's really short in comparison, and the boss is pretty easily manipulated. So
Much less
It's-
cranky than the last guy.
and New Game Plus, the thing they got to keep in mind is their damage output. Putting out too much damage in the first phase can cause a less than ideal attack pattern. So you'll see them kind of watch out for that.
Alright, and then throwing those ninja tabi on and just sprinting right through the lava. We love to see that.
It stresses me out every time.
Oh, it's so scary. Looks like Grondious is setting up on a nice pace for the spicy yeet at the bottom of this room. If you're on a good enough pace, you could get hit by that falling lava for only 1 damage. Walk through the saw, and there's a good yeet for you. Just
Wow.
gonna skip that checkpoint. He has so much health in New Game Plus.
Just got to avoid the fast-flowing Fanta, right?
Yes, please do not drink the Fanta. It is a little bit too spicy for consumption. You gotta let it cool off first.
Yeah, rooms like this particular room's climb
It's
is so
beautiful.
satisfying.
Just exits right into that wingsuit slash, bounce off the Kappa, and here I am. Right up at the end of the Underworld already. There's just about 2 more rooms, and we're going to be up on the boss, Barmatazel, who is going to hopefully not be throwing any big scary fire glaives at us. We'll
Fingers
hopefully
crossed.
not do too much damage and not see that attack.
Yep, they are, yeah, just about 2 rooms
Nice
apart at
stealing
the
rope
moment.
part there. Grabbing that stalactite. Very nice precision.
Oh, and got the Hansan at the end.
Beautiful.
Alright, so we're going to watch this entry.
Setting up 3 shuriken are in
All
play.
right.
I'm going to collect them now and get into the corner.
Nice. And then this damage. Just pulling that damage, trying to get that boss down.
Right.
And that's
Second
it.
juggle. Beautiful execution. Let's
Is
see
that 33,
as how
43?
Halfling finishes this out. It's a lot of damage. Come on, no clip, no clip. Let's go.
Yeah, 10
All
seconds.
right.
So,
We got a race.
Halfling definitely making up some time. Yeah, 10 seconds. 10 seconds is nothing. At any moment, that can change things. Especially since we're coming into the second quest part of the game. We've got all the linear stuff out. We got our
It's a
window
great time to
shurikens
grab
back.
some water, get up and stretch if you need to. It's going to be like, what, about a minute before we're back into the actual action. We're just going to be handing off the lore here.
Oh, it didn't do it. Whatever. You know what I mean.
We come full circle, and now we are the messenger and hero from the West. We are as cool as the person that saved us in the beginning, and now we're helping out Soldier. Don't get too attached to Soldier.
I try. I try not to.
Every time.
I like Soldier. Halfling in popping in chat there, taking the time and during this cutscene. But yeah, with the race still so close, impossible to call it now. So we're just gonna have both folks in the same cutscene as each other.
We finally get to be the shopkeeper.
That's right. I don't think we're very good though. Wasn't quite our calling. Although to be fair, we weren't really trained that well.
We were left unattended, and we did not have a manual. Nobody told us about the scrying orb, or that you have to watch it constantly.
Yeah. And we haven't really seen Corbel that much.
Actually, neither of these runners have met Corbel yet.
Yeah.
Corbel's our MVP, our homie in red, who will save us if we die. But as we mentioned earlier, but still hopefully a good 10-20 minutes out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, about 20 minutes, I think. So they're kind of panicking right now. Some stuff happened. The shop keeps panicking, and then says, "All right, we gotta do some stuff. Go put your clothes back on and grab the score while you're at it, and come meet us."
You're a terrible shopkeeper. Put on your ninja suit again. You're going back on a mission. Doing it again. The prophecy says that a born-again messenger will master time to fight the curse in 2 cycles simultaneously, so 8-bit and 16-bit. Here we are. And neither of them want to do it, so I guess that's on us. We're going to be going through that portal first, the red one on the left, to Autumn Hills. It doesn't really matter so much in this category, but it does fortunately map out that Autumn's faster, because we have a lot of difficult stuff to do on this path.
Yeah, I know that it makes some minor differences, but the biggest thing I think most people decide is to come the autumn route just to get G jump out of the way.
Absolutely. As we touched on earlier with the Phobkin, normally they would build us a bridge, but because we have the Windmill Shuriken, we can do what is called the G jump. One of the earliest discoveries and still the largest non-out-of-bounds sequence break in the game. This is going to allow us to skip several stages where we'd have to go save Phobkin and get directly into Forlorn Temple.
Still a really good like reverse blue steel there. Almost getting through the tree.
You love to see, you'll see a lot of yeet on these revisits to the levels. Now we're fully equipped and actually have more context to appreciate some of these puddles that we normally were not going in the right direction.
We're going to go ahead and backdoor our second note here, the Hope note. Trivial in New Game Plus.
Very nice windmill execution, just up and over. No need
So,
to one tile.
yeah. This is what the notes look like, by the way, in case you didn't get to see it with the strength note. But with the Hope note, we are 2 down and 4 to go. Oh, Halfling having a hard time.
Going for
And
that
kinda
nice
doing it,
fast
yeah.
one tile.
Yeah,
New
more
game
of
style.
the new game. Yeah, more of the new game style.
Getting up at all costs. That's the feeling of the kicky.
Yeah, I feel like you see the kicks less often in New Game Plus, just because of the windmill shuriken. But so yeah, we got 4 more, but there's a couple of items that we're gonna need in order to get some notes, because we could skip the. Oh, here we go.
Ooh,
Watching Grond.
okay. All right, we got the new game plus Ultra Steel, or 16-bit.
Wow. Even some swag animations
Wow.
through it. That is wild.
Doing the Jesus Steel at the end. This guy.
Halfling's going to be going for it here in a second, while Gron takes on
Let's
the
go,
Leaf
Halfling.
Golem revisit.
Halfling had this pretty strong before the runs, looking like solid redemption for
Ooh.
the 8-bit portion. We're coasting. And
Beautiful.
Halfling is excellent, high-speed Ultra Steel. He's got to feel good after that one. Okay, brilliant execution on 16-bit Leaf Golem from Grondious.
You gotta be, yeah. It really can set you back in your pride if you miss that hit.
Absolutely.
All right,
Grondious
G
now
jump.
setting up for G jump. Throws the 2 shuriken, goes up, gets his 4th jump. It's looking really good.
Boop. There you go.
It's clear. First try.
Very happy. At that point, the New Game Plus runners are feeling like, okay, all right, this is a race.
This is what we've been training for.
Yep.
It's real
the big,
now. Once
that's the
you
big
get over.
move. That alone saved minutes on the run. I can't remember.
Great 16-bit goal from Halfling, and hoping for another first try G.
All right, Halfling's going for it.
Oh,
knows that
unfortunately
he doesn't
missed
have it.
that. Has one
Hey.
more attempt on this crystal before it's too broken. Taking his time, focusing his breath. And
The height looks
how's it
okay.
looking? It's close.
Oh no, it's just
He'll
looks too
choose the
far
title
back.
screen out and go for a 3rd try.
So Halfling's gonna be setting that up. They're going back to the menu to respawn the crystal. It's either that or leave the stage. They prefer to do it that way. It's kind of easier, honestly.
Right, you're already falling
doesn't look-
into catacombs.
Oh,
Might as
so
well.
close.
Right.
This G jump right here.
Hate to
This
see that.
this has been one of the major like points of contention for people choosing this run. Is this trick?
Absolutely.
But it's
This is
so
the big
important.
gatekeeper.
You cannot skip it. You can't really. There it is. Halfling's in it.
Can't skip the skip. Halfling enters Forlorn Temple. Still, anybody's race, we have a lot of messenger ahead of us.
That is true. We're still a good.
We're about halfway through now, actually, right?
Yeah, I think we're at the halfway point.
Coming up there.
Talking a little bit about the stage. So Forlorn Temple it doesn't mess around. This is a late game stage you would typically see as you were kind of finishing up the run, but we're getting it out of the way soon. Now, New Game Plus, so it doesn't really matter. There's no upgrades or anything. But it is tough. And they throw the kitchen sink at you in this stage. I love this. How smooth that is.
Beautiful. Well done.
But they throw everything. They even throw new mechanics like rockets you only see here. Whiz robes, why not?
We love whiz robes, right?
Sure do. Here's Time Waster V2 on Gron's side. But this one we can't really.
Nice introduction, teaching
Yeah.
us we can actually move the rockets laterally.
Yeah.
But if you hiccup any point and get onto a cycle you're not familiar with, it's surprisingly easy to whiff it.
Yes. Or even get crushed. Like, that's not unheard of. So, well, as Halfling's getting through the crushers, Gron's coming around to kind of the final stretch of Forlorn.
Kind kind of a horrifying set of rooms here.
Oh yeah.
Ron just falling right through. No worries. Very nice that you can just throw the shuriken through, hit both those levers at once in this room, having halflings in, rather than having to do some crazy turnaround slashes.
Gron's entering our monk ass room right now. You'll see why we named it that.
Just kind of forced to take a hit here and damage boost through the first time. Like, once you get into the water, it's not so bad. You get enough health for the next burst.
If you think about, well, how are you supposed to do that casually? There really isn't.
Just end it.
Yeah, you just brute force your way through.
It's one of the only places lanterns will actually drop health globes specifically.
That's true. Oh, all right, Demon King. Okay, this is a wonderful fight to see, and we're gonna see how they pull it off here. They're gonna, because the boss is gonna keep going
right
up. Ooh, great turn.
Sticking right on it. Those turns are very difficult to
Whoa!
execute. This rhythm is you never see somebody take it
so
that high.
good.
That is a flawless victory from Grondious.
Yeah, you can't do much better on this fight. That was amazing.
Wow.
It's mostly cutscene-ish from here.
I thought I was watching Kosiev.
That's right. Oh, those smooth turnarounds. You know Gron's feeling good about that.
Yeah, he's dancing right now. A very simple rest of this fight. We're just going to be dodging these lasers and riding the rocket. Don't get too fancy. You can get between them. There's a sweet spot, and you can wait out the rest of the fight. But if you get hit, you're wasting so much time.
I think you lose another minute or so. Gron told me that he was absolutely going for it. I am lying. And then we get to watch the slowest crown drop I've ever seen while Halfling does Monk S room right now. And really, oh, okay, good. It's all about timing in that room and delaying rope darts so that they don't get eaten by the...
I love how clean they handled that bat room with the Hansons and the extra cloud step.
That's really good. And so, Halfling probably...
Come on, Halfling. Rocket glitch. There's a rare Unity bug that can cause a lot of time save in the second half. Let's see a clean climb. There's a second transition, but getting on the right side, he's able to get the king to go down lower than him and start it up again.
There you go. Still really good. Yeah.
No rocket.
That's a great fight. Gron's going to be heading into our bamboo revisit in order to make his way to Catacombs for that revisit. Probably one of my favorite stages coming up.
Very excited to see how they take on coming stages. Just here going through a reverse bamboo is just absolutely thrilling. We're gonna see him going back through again and getting like the reverse sweat afro beats.
Yeah, and those are tough because you're flowing against the water, so trying to get any semblance of speed in there is tough.
Right, you have these early instances where it's actually for you, where it was against you in 8-bit, but now we're coming up on like opposite water. It would be very difficult to maneuver all of the obstacles in his path, but Grondious is just flying right through, keeping it going. Can go all the way into the next level, just barely clipping that ground at the end, but beautifully done. As Halfling finishes off Demon King, getting his crown, and we'll be soon following into Bamboo.
Oh, jeez. It's really nice to be able to hear 16-bit Bamboo. When you do new game, you just don't. You hear it for 5 seconds.
It is in my top 3 favorite tracks. Love that track, and I never get to hear it.
There's a really neat strat I learned from that I saw Levy doing in this room. Let's see if Grond goes for it.
Grond is going for it. All right, cut the bat yeet.
Stopped at the last second too. Woo! That was beautiful.
Very nice. Precise falling past that spike crusher. Yeah. Really difficult to just set that up, but you know, shout outs to Levycross finding a clean setup to just go to this side, go to that side, and then send it and jump through the bats.
There's 2 parts to it too. It's that setup, and then once you got the height for the jump, it's the motion getting over some of the stuff and then making and stopping before you hit the spikes. And if you stop a little too late or too soon, you can either miss it or hit it. You can get squished too. That's the heartbreaking spot. Ooh, dark
nice
cave.
hide door entry. I love that.
I love dark cave.
So this is our Zelda 2 level where we just learned to do it without the candle. Literally, we could get a candle, but why do that? It takes like 5 minutes. So here, just knowing where there's lanterns, we're just gonna go through, drop onto some bounce pads, and boing boing. Just glide to the wall and rope dart up.
And then going through the second section, we'll do a climb up here, go to the left, drop down, jump back up, and throw the shuriken. And then they're going to kind of race it back. There's not really a race to it. You can't really go forward until it makes it there, so...
Right. I've seen a lot of people panic and reset that crystal a bunch, trying to race it. Halfling going safer route, not going to mess with that bat yeet.
Do not blame you.
See some consistency there. We'll have to be careful going into the Ruxton second cutscene room. Neither of them triggered the cutscene in 8-bit, so it is still there in 16-bit, but fortunately shouldn't be a problem with the tools in New Game Plus to get right over there.
Just like that. Riviere Turquoise, Grond is in right now, and Halfling is on their way too. Yes, I love this level. It's so pretty. It's also a toughie, and it has its fair share of scary rooms. And
right now, missing the Hansan there, unfortunately taking a second hit, but Grondious still has plenty of health.
I'm looking forward to see some of the stress they choose to do. In the finals, I've seen some insane stress here that stressed me out to no end.
I love that one.
Teleport.
Nice. Okay, alright. There's even a double teleport that's possible there. Both, I believe, discovered originally by Grondious. So really good to see him pulling that one out here.
Yeah. You can see just the oh, I gotta see this. This room.
Crazy,
this room is scary.
Lion King falling log kind of feeling. Don't like this room a whole lot. We just try to get through it fast.
Gron obviously has a really good setup for it. Is Gron gonna do... Okay.
Classic setup, going for some Wings of Love.
I do not blame that. That's a consistent setup right there. Get all the way over.
Oh, you love to see that. Right up into that fire.
All the health, too.
We have a horrifying spike corridor, but with a combination of damage boost, rope dart, and windmill. Yeah. It's hardly getting touched. Here, going for it, getting the yeet through the room using the dimensional rift. Wow. There's a lot you can master in this stage.
Yeah, just do the puzzle, Gron. Shout outs to Poopa.
Wow. You love to see it. This is one of the only puzzles we can't really skip. Sometimes we do have to go through. But a lot of the time it's just using the puzzle flowers to just get cloud steps and skip the puzzle.
I'm trying to remember how much different bird skip is with New Game Plus.
You could just send it from here. You don't need the projectile from the blue kappa above, since you have this windmill to close out the ending.
That's right.
Very nice re-entry here. Grondious is getting ready to go up against the Betafly Matriarch, the level boss of Riviere Turquoise, going to hopefully get a one-cycle off-screen kill. This boss has invisible platforms that, if you remember their location, they're always in the same place each phase. So once we get through our initial confusion, Grondious is just going to be going right into that kill.
All right, Batterfly time. Here we go. So we'll see that jump off the left side, the climb up, and then precise damage.
Not even messing with confusion. Okay, just going right up, and there it is. Very difficult rhythm to maintain, making it look easy.
And while we're talking about Ground on Air, Halfling is not sleeping through their run. Some
Not at all.
insane rooms trying to catch up. Oh, Gron died.
Gron
Which
died
is
to the
totally
right.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Hi, Quirble. So there's
So
our
there's
homie in
one.
red for like 2 seconds.
That's our first intentional death of the run, to save us a little bit of time getting back to a checkpoint. Grom was telling me actually about the optimizations they do to actually
so cool.
fall to the right to make Corbel and then turn to the left, make Corbel be in a certain position to speed up the the shard collection.
That's the coolest thing I've heard since Piranha Pig found out. You gotta talk to like Seuss's from the right because it's better.
That's right. Yeah, it's just saving like the like just the units that each and every one of those shards has to travel.
Absolutely. Shoutouts to all the optimization that Bamboo Crew has done with this game. Incredible battle work and love that has been put into this game.
Got a reverse DK here.
Absolutely jamming through with that sweet 16-bit Howling Grotto music. We are harnessing the winds and zooming on through. Hopefully going to get the black magic here.
Oh,
No reverse teleport. Sometimes possible to actually get past that dimensional portal without changing time, which can be a huge time save, as then you just run right back in, eliminate these dimensional bars, and go on to the Sunken Shrine way earlier.
Gron will be going through the Sunken Shrine, which we all memorized the pathing to take. It's even easier in New Game Plus because we have the item to find it. Meanwhile, Halfling getting the one cycle and a fantastic boss fight. And that is also Halfling's first death, which is awesome.
You love to see that. It's like these green sparkles. When I first went through here, there weren't any, and then the next patch I saw them here. So, you know, like even if you are deaf, you can still enjoy this puzzle because Sabotage loves us.
All right, Sunken Shrine. This is I love this level, not just for like its design and stuff, but the lore it sets up, everything.
Yeah, this is one of the coolest stages in the game. It's personally my favorite water level, and like a great setup. If you're interested in JRPGs, I recommend checking out Sea of Stars. For no particular reason.
Yeah, none at all. I'm really excited for Sea of Stars. Next year, so close.
B2 friends, that is Sabotage upcoming video game, of course. It's 2022. Hopefully soon. Halfling not even going to go for the black magic. Is not just going to go right to the time change. I like that play. And then on his way as well to the Sunken Shrine.
I'm really glad the New Game Plus was actually able to come up with a way to not have to do that ridiculous time-changing puzzle on this sun side. And just use windmill shurikens.
It's awesome. Anything you can cut out and skip over, right?
Absolutely. Especially tricks like that where you're like, this isn't a satisfying puzzle.
Unfortunately, sometimes losing satisfying puzzles in the process. We'll miss you forever, PP Skid.
That's true.
Alright, Grondious coming into a really terrifying room here. We're going to see if he's going for a fast cycle. He looks like he's going for it.
Missed the rope dart.
Yep. So he's going to readjust and play it safe there. Love to see that.
Absolutely.
And just zipping right through these Wizrobes. No spiky yeets in the water here, huh? I wasn't sure how they would route out. You could get hurt and wet Afro, but for now this room is terrifying enough, and Grondious has enough health to just zoom through it, taking a couple incidental spike hits. It's okay. So we have a checkpoint here to take us back to 5 HP.
The yeets in this level too are so much fun. This one in particular. Oh,
no startup room at all, so pretty difficult to get that one going. Also difficult to maintain it there. You know, as you see, sometimes you just get sniped.
speaking of snipers, these trident
yeah.
wielders just, they have exceptional aim.
They really do. You don't expect them to have the lead on you like that, but they know where you're going before you do.
So Gron's done. We were grabbing 2 crests, a moon and sun crest, in order to be able to open this door in the center. This door will then give us access to our 3rd note of the run, the note of love.
Aww. Rare footage of Ninja's back. Coming up, the only time we'll see this before the DLC.
That's
which
true.
Is free.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, this confirmation that Ninja does in fact have a back, and then the Picnic Panic proofs that it's also there in 8-bit.
Alright, Halfling zipping through as well. Unfortunately, taking a quick hit on spikes there, but very bravely taking boosts through those spikes anyway.
That's
Not
scary.
showing any fear. We're right before the checkpoint, maybe like a small fear?
How close they get to those spikes when they're pulling off that eat out of the water is stressful.
Fear is simply not found in Halfling's dojo, I guess. Just zipping right through, almost at the end, grabbing the moon crest as well, and then we'll see the Key Love cutscene a second time as Grondious heads on his way to go save our homie Manfred. We're gonna go on a little adventure.
Yeah, we're coming up on. So we talked a bit about Glacial Peak, right? So Glacial is such a wonderful level. Its descent doesn't quite flow as well as the ascent does, to me.
It's falling, and it's scary falling. You have to remember what all is under you and not fall into a death pit.
Yeah, we are climbing down a mountain, but there are death pits high up, so just gotta be careful of that. We're coming here. So normally in the game, we would be after Riviere, we would have gone back to Quillshroom, and we would have retransformed the Queen of Quills in order to help us with her magical whips of justice to break some lanterns in the past so that we can go back to the future and then use those lanterns as Cloud Stepfather to save Manfred from a frozen block of ice. We don't want to do hardly any of that.
No, unfortunately, we won't be decursing Monk. We'll just be skipping all of that and breaking the ice ourselves. And saving Manfred very independently. We'll be off to have a shoot-'em-up adventure in the sky.
This is a very long level. One of the longest splits, I think. Going into the Elemental Skylands. Yeah, little shoot 'em levels split up by 4 different Elemental Skylands, where we have to turn off their generators, their shield generators, and move on to find the Clockwork Concierge, who is holding our 4th note, the note of symbiosis.
Yep. So as those elements are going haywire, these clockwork bots are trying to slow us down, and we just got to get to the air islands and shut down that generator. It's going to be a lot of tight movements, some teleports, and really crazy mashing sequences. The boss itself, very interesting, going to see some cool pause tech. And one of the best tracks in the game, I believe was also used in the trailer.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm trying to remember. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but the mash speed in this game is relatively unchecked. You can pretty much mash as fast as you can.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure if there is an upper limit, but if there is, then I imagine Grondious would have found it by now.
Yeah.
Mashing is somewhere over the 20s.
I'm really excited to see, because I've seen a lot more adoption of like the map buffering. or inventory buffering for the shots, so we might get into that too. But for now, we're just kind of traveling Skylands. Unlike New Game Plus, you're not really hurting for money, so these kills are mostly just to get them out of your way.
Yep.
But we're not here farming money.
Make a path or just to have fun, because you can't. It's an auto scroller. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do. So Halfling's just entering that first Skyland, the Air Skyland, and passing through. Grunt's on his way to the Earth Skyland, which we cut out quite a lot of.
True, we're about to see Grondious enter that now, and essentially we're just going to cut out the whole right half of the Earth Skylands.
So we'll see. I know there's also a really quick setup for the left climb. We'll see. Grunt gets it. There it is. Awesome.
Clean windmill up, using those spikes to just climb the wall, and sure enough, you don't have to go through that whole path.
Yeah. The window for getting that is incredibly small. You're talking top of your jump windmill shuriken in order to make that contact.
Beautifully done. On to Manfred for the second time, or third time now. On the way to Water Skylands.
Yeah, Halfling just right on Gron's tail. No pun intended. The Halfling's just trying to enter Skylands, so there's just a Skyland between them at the moment.
That's not a bad place to be in the race at this point. Still a lot of time to be made up, and we still have music box.
Yes, there's at least a music box left. There's some wild stuff about music box. We'll get into that when we get there. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on. We're going to see more pause tech, so I guess now we'll just talk about if these runners are to pause the game, they're actually able to queue up fireballs in the current position, while everything else is sort of frozen in time. And then once you unpause, you can send 30 fireballs, or however many you want, to just take something out with your atomic cannon.
Grunt and I were talking about it a little bit last time, and the point he makes that I get is that it's really fast to do that, to put the pause in and then kind of prep up all those fireballs, because you're not losing fireballs to like cannonballs and movement and all that. It's really safe too.
Absolutely.
The only downside is that you need to know how much to shoot, because you can overshoot and essentially waste time.
True. If you're not a strong masher, like I'm horrible at mashing, then I absolutely use the pause buffering whenever I can to not die and to not kill my hand.
I'd probably even recommend it for an optimal fight, if you can get the counts down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Even when optimal, then it's especially more of a juggling act of, okay, have I tapped in whatever the precise count is before I unpause?
So we've got Halfling going into Water Skyland, Grunt leaving Water Skyland, heading to Fire Skyland, the last Skyland of the stage. Both these runners doing really, really well. The important part of these sections is, at least for New Game Plus, health management. Just don't get hit a lot. That can throw you off. That can throw you off. Especially in like the Earth Skyland one, where you're doing an intentional damage boost, you need to have the health for it.
It's nothing worse than having to go back and farm an enemy for health, or realizing you're too low for comfort and then having to take rooms slower.
Oh yeah. Halfling,
no problem, just dispatch and charge fireballs.
Might set up the little mini here. Oh, it grabs the wall. Grunt in the Fire Skylands.
Love this exit to water, just zooming right through and up and over. You see all the Destroy Tridents, and here we go. This Grond is dodging every fireball, staying ahead of the game.
There's a lot of fast going on right now. I can't even
Both
keep up with
in the
it.
shield generator room. Oh, yeah. Grond, no! Stay away from that lava. I know you have Toppy, but you have to be moving.
Yeah, that Halfling's Water Skyland was solid. That was fast.
That was incredible. Are we gonna see the new Yeet? Oh, here it is. We have, as sure enough, the new Yeet.
That's so
I
cool.
guess very recently discovered. I've never seen.
Yeah,
that
I
before.
hadn't seen it.
Pop
I didn't
up and jump out.
I may have seen it. I can't remember. That's so cool.
Can you even do that in New Game? The many New Game strats end up getting just co-opted from New Game Plus stuff, so you always gotta check.
That's always the question we ask, like, can we do that? All right, so we're in the clockwork. You see, oh, nice. The momentum from that, too. To get over
here
to
we
the
see
heart.
here we see the big mashing and the pausing, putting no cannonballs in the way while these fireballs just rip through Concierge's defenses.
You could see with the pause strats, Grond actually miscounted a bit and actually left the head alive and had to go back up and hit it. All right, head's dead this time, just going through.
Missed top cannon. Very precise counting that we're playing with here. You love to see him being that aggressive with this fight.
With the extra health from New Game Plus, you have a bit more leeway, but it's still a lot to manage. But there it is, our fourth note, the symbiosis note.
It's so incredible how fast he belts that boss. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but not only did we get a musical note to finish the game, we also got a friend.
Aww. And friendship is the real treasure, right?
That's right.
Halflings, I'm not even gonna waste time for this Yeet. It's very new, and I don't blame him if it's not practiced.
Yeah.
Getting right on to Manfred, and again, just a boss fight away.
That's right. So Grond is making the rest of the descent down the mountain to going from one of the arguably longer splits of the run to a much shorter one, going into our revisit for Underworld, where we'll grab our fifth note. This is kind of where I feel like the stretch is. Although with the way Underworld can be, that might still be like on Grond's mind going in there, like, oh, do I go for the windmill for the saw jump, and that last long room is always there. Like, I don't want to go in there.
Still so many tough decisions to make right up to the end of this run.
We got Lover Boy.
Not going to say Lava Boy. That's a tough decision.
Yeah, breaks our hearts every time.
Just save him. Not certain without the splits, but I believe this is a PB pace for Grond, and that this has just been a really spicy run. I'm not seeing a lot of mistakes.
That would be kind of exciting. I was trying to check on the side, and I don't see anything queued up. I'm pretty sure Grond still has the world record for this category.
Yes. Excuse me, this is world record base, I believe.
Just taking another quick look right now, because it looks like the current official world record, and I don't see one queued up, is it's like a high 126, so we'll see.
Now, Grond does have Saw Jump in the PB, so he is going to be very tempted to go for it. And if it goes wrong, it should be safe as long as he has a lot of health. But
it can spell disaster, huh?
It can. TIMELOSS.
This room shows that jumps can be eaten based on position. Here we go. He tried.
No Saw Jump from Grond. Respect for trying for it.
Yeah,
kind
has plenty of health.
But just going to go through it. That's the right call.
Yep. Very good.
And safe.
Whew.
It's still scary if you get Saw Jump, as it is still possible to die in this room before tagging the next checkpoint, which is at the very end of the level. We're in the last room now. Just a long horizontal death floor. Lots of Fanta and swinging spikes and guys trying to kill us.
Yeah, I mean, this room is absolutely terrifying. It makes me, like, despise that saw jump because it has you skip a checkpoint, and then you have to go through this gauntlet. You can't stop, right? There's all Grond. Okay, there you go.
It's truly befitting for the Key of Chaos.
Whew.
There's all these happy accidents where, you know, that can't have been an intended thing for the saw jump to be right before this room of all places, but many things in the speedrun just work out like that. Alright, walking right past that weird mask, we are going to go say
Going to the
what's
right.
up to Artificer. We're going to go into the corrupted future.
We never went to the
using,
right before.
The Demon King's crown. Yeah, we're gonna power this gate. There's a lot of cool stuff to the right.
Oh, I love it. Nothing really, you know, gets me ready for a race or ready for the end of a race like falling bodies and tentacles. It's such a cool stage. I love the stage. I just love the music. The music is so good here.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Teleport there.
You gotta teleport there where it's trying to get to the other green kappa within the wall.
Kind of a horrifying level. This is sort of to show us why it's important to not let the world get destroyed, turned into this horrifying, corrupt future.
That's right. This is what we're trying to prevent here.
There's a lot of neat gimmicks with the time portals. You can sometimes phase through that crusher accidentally. It does end up saving any time we've tried.
Yeah, I'm still gotta wait for the fireflies, so.
Optimizing as much as we can on our way to those fireflies, and doing what we can while waiting.
Otherwise, the stage is pretty standard. We get all the way to the end and pick up our final note, the note of courage. We got chaos from which Halfling's picking up now. Halfling got the. I was just rewatching some of how that last room went, and it's terrifying. So Halfling's gonna be coming in here right behind Grond, and picking up the courage, note of courage, and then we're kind of at the stretch at that point. So Grond's setting up and slides right off the stage.
Hi, Corval.
Hi, Corval. The amazing thing about this is that there's no other checkpoints in the stage. So we go back to the other checkpoint because we haven't quite collected the note yet, but we're still kind of collecting the note. So we essentially go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
And have the note. So it's a really fast thing. It's a fast way to get back to the portal. Oh yeah, nice high five. We get to avoid.
They would be in the same spot if Sabotage had fixed this death warp. However, we're now going to see this big worm spawn, and Grondious is going to promptly get the heck out of there. Now, that being the final music note, we are going to lift the curse and go into the music box.
That's right. Also, the hardest cutscene skip in the game coming up.
Let's look at this text speed. How fast these input speed.
There it is. Nice.
You love to see it. Okay, no story time this time, but it's like a 10-minute story. It's great in the casual play. I highly recommend. But not so much in the speedrun. Love that they let us skip it.
We'll be going into our final stage of the race, and also one of the most fascinating. There's so much about this stage to even talk about. It is a music box, and it really takes that to heart. Ooh, Grond. It really takes that to heart with everything essentially in the stage running off the music. The beats can be used to determine trap positions before you enter a room, and we can also use it to manipulate traps and other things that move on it. So even gravity gets affected by the music. Although, oh, Grond, you tried.
You waited for it.
Halfling getting the final note and going to be shortly joining us here in the music box.
And the final epic reckoning the ninja has to deal with here. This is the first level we'll see really crazy music box tech.
Grond's got it. Grond's got it.
Stopping the crushers twice there, just to have just enough room to squeeze by on that cycle.
Skips a whole cycle. That is so cool.
Okay.
And I hope to see more about it, but just to like put in perspective that they're playing the game, but also listening to the music and pausing, or I guess using the map, however you want to do it, to skip a beat, so that the beat doesn't happen while the game's playing, and that's how they keep the traps in place. So they're doing all of that, and I want to see if Gron goes Rhythm Bird.
Absolutely.
I don't like this setup. Okay, yeah. So
save.
yeah, very nice save. Still got through a cycle or so.
Big respect
Gron,
going at the
what?
end. That's so scary. Please.
Still a really cool recovery.
Trying to repair with the Jink Bird ending.
Oh my goodness. I saw some insane like executions of that, and it's
Wow.
It's so cool to see. Not only do we use like pausing and stuff to manipulate them, but we also just restart the music. Go into the shop, restart the music. Traps pause for the first few seconds of the track.
That's so crazy.
And we use that to our advantage.
Rhythm Bird is this almost cursed tech that someone...
Oh, look at that.
Grondious
to
has
see it.
gotten strange glitch. With all the steam being synced up, it's not supposed to do that. You're supposed to alternate. Not so much a problem in New Game Plus here, especially for such an experienced runner.
That's a really nice clear of that room. We come into some cursed rooms here.
It's one of like the first places you're kind of taught to eat in this game. This music box, right at the end, and you go
Wow.
back. And
That was
no
really
curse
smooth.
there.
That, yeah, exactly. That room can destroy you. The station's just not nice. It's just not
Gron
nice.
is playing safe. I love to see that. No unnecessary crusher pauses here.
Gron choosing a more consistent route for. Oh, Halfling, I think getting squished.
Shoot. He's so
That's
close
rough.
to making it through there, but
It's
still
all
having
back
the
to
courage to
beginning.
go for it at this point. Must be like kind of feeling like you gotta send everything. Now you're in music box.
I think Halfling taking another death now. But the hard part was that room that Halfling died in had a checkpoint that must have
Oh.
not activated.
Did he not grab it for the strat?
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
I don't think you run over it because you just throw the windmill over there. That's rough. Now to see a little bit of death loop to get thrown off the momentum, but pull it together. I mean, anything can still happen in the later parts of the music box.
We're totally doing this room as intended. I actually can't remember how that room is done intentionally. The way we do it just makes so much sense. Other than like hitting the box above your head, it doesn't really seem like what we're doing is too crazy. Unlike the first one where the crystal is kind of out of reach.
Gron has a very clean strat in this room. Is able to
That's
get it
so
and make
good.
that first cycle past that crusher. Unfortunately, Halfling getting crushed again, but did he
I don't think the checkpoint.
tag the...
Back at the beginning. That's hard. You can see how unlikely it is for us to game over in this. They're taking 50 at a time. We've got 2,500, so someone do the math, not me.
It's going to be about 500.
Wow.
50. I take it back.
All right. So Phantom is the final boss in the game. We're coming up on that last bit. Honestly, this fight
Just
is
cheesing
really...
right past Deadman volley.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Wait till the last second.
Juggle. Nice transition. Almost keeping those shuriken in play somehow.
Yeah. Playing around with the lasers.
Too much damage, right?
There is some damage counting that they're doing, trying to get the teleport. Wasn't able to get it. Setting up for the backup to just stay on this boss. Oh, is this the death? There it is. Bop! Right in the head. That's a really good fight.
And Phantom is down at 122.30. That is this, ladies and gentlemen, this may be the 123.
That It's definitely I think it's going to be a 123x. I don't think there is a run faster than that.
Nope. All Grondious has to do now is mash to destroy the mask, and it's world record.
So yeah, as long as the controller doesn't shut off for the next 5 minutes or less.
Okay.
Grun's doing the thing.
Everybody give your power.
Yeah,
Do the thing.
we're sharing it. Beam struggle, and on mask shatter time. A 123.27. At least on the leaderboard, that's a 3-minute world record. I'm kind of speechless right now.
I know. These guys have pushed so hard during this tournament to optimize this category even further, and it's just incredible to see that effort pay off in the grand finals like this.
I actually don't know Grun's like best times off screen. I doubt with the amount of practice they've been doing that he's probably been posting all of his best times, but
All right.
I mean, easily
Halfling, no
one
curse.
to submit. Come on, there you go.
Beautiful. He's still going. He's finishing strong. This is still also an incredible time. I believe possibly a PB pace. I'm not sure after the death loop. I don't think so, but
Yeah, I don't have a time for
coming up very respectable.
having, but there you go. That's a really cool strat Halfling showed that Grun didn't go for.
Wow.
Yeah, really
It's
good.
right up the left side. Clean exit. Let's see how he handles. This is not the room I thought it was. Staying clean. Don't get too close to that death plane. Alright, nice shuriken jumps and right up and over. This room can be very tricky if you fall down into the spikes, so be careful not to hold down at the same time you're jumping.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny that the final stage kind of just proves to you that these yeets that we do for off these rings and stuff are kind of intentional mechanics of the game.
They are, but not till sort of the very end. So the DLC sort of follows from this, with the understanding you've seen sort of all the puzzles and been able to kind of glean some knowledge from the main game. Coming up, very clean ascent, very beautiful corner jump. Halfling with no cloud step, still clearing that cycle.
And we're in that final room. We don't need
Such a tricky
checkpoints.
room. It's just gonna jump right up there. Beautiful execution.
Oh, there you go. Good backup.
Bonks on the ceiling, but right there with the fireball. What a quick recovery.
So we'll come in. I'm excited to see Halfling's Phantom fight. Because I think it was one of them, but either way, their fights can be. These fights can just be amazing to watch. I want to see if they go for the teleport too.
I hope so. I hope Halfling gets it. It's sticking right on him, up to the wall, and no dead man's volley for you.
That's right. That wall pretty much guarantees the hit will not be deflected. That's why we go for that. Getting the same laser. And then just using our roped out iframes to stay in the game.
Walking through him, styling on Phantom a little bit. There it is. Falls right.
There you go. And Halfling just trying to stay on that boss.
Come on, finish him.
Bop. And the swag slide to finish it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Do the thing. Raise your arms in the chat for a Halfling Helper. So we close out the grand finals of the Speed Gaming Live 2021 New Game Plus any % not out of bounds Messenger Tournament. good to see that the monk got herself decursed somehow.
Yeah. She didn't
Despite
need us.
The fact we never helped.
Nah, she didn't need us. She got it.
Whew.
Halfling going in to do the thing. And we're all doing the thing with him. Halfling mashing on the keyboard.
You love to see that whole space bar. Shout out to the keyboard running.
That's a 128-12.
GG. That was such a beautiful race. The 8-bit, you love to see it. You wish you could see more things going right for both runners all the time. And up the music box and the tragedy. I'm still just so happy to see the runners finishing strong like this.
Me too. I finished the things there. I see them coming over. I'm going to start pulling in our winner here. Both. So we got Grunt and Halfling here
Hey guys,
with us.
both men.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm just relieved. GG's Halfling.
That's a crazy time, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
So Grunt, I don't know if I have your best time so far. On the leaderboards, it's a 126.47.
Okay, yeah. I'd approved it a bit since then, but this was still a world record by 51 seconds. So
Wow.
Yeah, it's no
Yeah.
ball Fred, no saw jump. Like, what are you gonna do next?
just go fast.
There you go. So congratulations on the grand finals win and a world record at the same time. What a way to go out. What a way to finish this. I am so happy.
Thank you very much.
So just to recap on a few things, up through pretty much linear, the match was within 15-20 seconds between y'all.
Yeah.
So it was exciting watching up through the first half at least, and then let's see. So we had Halfling get ball Fred. It was really funny too because Grand, you and I had talked about the red kappa, and I know that Halfling just doesn't mess around. That red kappa dies, but it's swapped who got.
Yeah, I think I paid for Halfling sins this time around. A little bit of martyrdom.
But even
You're
with
going
that, your
too
juggling
fast.
was fantastic.
Thank you.
So
Please.
yes, so the fight didn't last much longer, but it was
Yeah.
still nice that it was there.
That's a nice thing about New Game Plus is because you have the windmill shurikens for that extra damage. If you miss ball for it, it's not as bad as it is in New Game. Like, it's still a pretty big time loss, but it's not like, the 20 to 40 seconds that you might lose in New Game. So, it would have been awesome to get Balford in that run, but I mean, I can't complain with how that run went. So, I'm definitely feeling good about it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. So Halfling, walk me through a little bit on this final match here. You were coming in. What was on your mind as we were starting this race? Like, what were you making sure? Like, I gotta watch for this. Was it about consistency? Was it about I gotta make the big plays? How were you feeling?
For me, was gonna be not missing G jump, but I mean,
Oh,
seriously, like going in, I was not expecting to win, so I just sort of wanted to play a good run and stay close to my PB and keep it
That's good.
somewhat close. So I'm close through 8-bit and even going into Forlorn.
Absolutely.
And, yeah.
That was an incredible race, even with, some difference in 8-bit and the G jump. Still just fighting for it like every step of the way and not letting that lead get too much further.
as
By seconds, so I'm not complaining. I was ahead going into Music Box on my PB,
oh yeah, there you go.
which is nice.
And then Music Box was Music Box.
A big respect going in on that Crusher skip. That is incredibly scary. It did not pay off this time, but
Yeah, I
Never
missed
give
the
up.
easiest part too, which is just the music minute. But it is what it is.
Grond, how about you? I know you were coming in, and while you were still feeling a little more comfortable based on your positioning in the tournament, that you still had some like focus points of your own. For you, kind of a similar question: was it a game of consistency, or some of those big plays you were thinking of you had to make?
Yeah, I was mostly going for consistency. Like early in the tournament, because this category was fairly underdeveloped, I was trying to like look for new strats or implement strats that everyone else was finding. And then probably for the last like 2 weeks, I've added almost no new strats. Like I just stuck exactly with what I had. Like on PB attempts, races, I was going for the exact same thing. Because sometimes, like in the heat of the moment, under the nerves of like racing, you know, if you're like, oh, in a PB I go for this, but that's a little too risky. So right now in this race, in this moment, I'm gonna go for the easier strat. That's when you end up like messing stuff up because you're not practiced up on these strats. So that's why I just did the same thing the whole time, and just try to get as consistent as I possibly could be, so that hopefully by the time the hard, really really hard races deeper into the tournament came, I would be ready for them.
That
So what
definitely
I
paid
hear you
off.
saying is, and the Riviera portal warp, so you can get the 22 now, right?
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out. Can't wait to see it. We got to, because I didn't get to it last time, and I want to take a second because we love our Poopa. We got a few questions. Poopa had a question for Half,
yeah.
where your first internal death was.
In retrospect, Ultra Steel, but I think, like, when I missed up to the Autumn Note backdoor, sort of frustrated me, and I don't think did me any favors. So, I think that
Poopa's also curious what your favorite color is.
blue.
There you go. And Grond for you.
Yeah.
Green.
There you go. And then Grond, Poopa wants to know if you're going to take all the balloon tower defense records.
These are the real questions.
Yeah.
I do plan on going sub with our fellow Bamboo Boy Belial. We're gonna maybe go for some co-op speed runs. It'll be pretty fun.
Oh, that's exciting.
yeah.
All right, so we'll start winding things down a bit because this tournament is over, and what a way to end it off. With that done, we had Narga take third place in the tournament, Halfling here taking second, and Gron taking the grand prize. I think it was I had it written here. It was a like a 10, 20, 70 split, I think. We'll talk more details about that offline, but I'm mostly just really happy that this tournament was able to push the category a bit. That was one of the things I was most excited to see, was New Game Plus getting a bit of spotlight and getting a bit of time and desire to, hey, let's grind it down a little bit and let's see what we can find. I've also found that a lot of New Game Plus findings really benefit New Game, so maybe a little bit there too. But before we sign off, is there anything left to say? I'll throw it to Halfling first.
Congratulations again on the 23. It's been a ton of fun bringing the crazy that we were able to record, or 7 minutes off the world record. So yeah, it's been a blast.
And then for Grond, any last words as we wrap up the tournament?
Thank you, Halfling, and thank you so much for having me, everybody, over at SpeedGaming, and Minus and Kyle for commentating. I can't wait to watch it back and hear you all, because you're two of my favorite commentators in the Messenger community. I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but you know, I like y'all.
You guys
And,
are two of my favorite runners.
Oh.
Oh, Kyle. But no, for real, it's like Halfling said, like the world record's gone down, I think 6 or 7 minutes, and we found like new little pieces of tech and stuff. That's a cool thing when you start really diving deep into categories that hadn't got as much love as there's all these new puzzles to solve on how to go fast, and sometimes cool discoveries come out. So it'll be interesting to see how it's applied elsewhere and all that. But yeah, thank you again so much for having me, and thanks for everyone for watching too.
Yes, thank you so much. Kyle, do you hear that? I hear a 8% tournament coming up.
8%? I'm down. I love this community. You guys are the best. I love just everybody for coming out here and seeing the messenger and supporting it. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for having us. Thank you, Minus, for all that you've done personally, putting in, making this tournament possible. You love to just see any edge of this game go faster if we can make it faster.
You know, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Grondious, I don't know how many world records you've had in your lifetime playing video games. Have you ever had one that has been more profitable than this one?
Yes, actually. But this is for world records, actually this would be the most. But there was an Eagle Island tournament that had a pretty crazy prize pool. But I am still ecstatic. Like it's awesome to see these kind of prize pools coming out for speedruns. Because I remember years ago, like that was not a thing, at least not that I ever saw. So it's really cool to see speedrunning getting so much support and love. Really great thing.
Over $300 bank. I know it's a little more than that, but pretty good job for a little hour and 23 of work right there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, GG's on behalf of SpeedGaming. Do want to congratulate Grondious on the win of this tournament, taking the 70% of the pool of the money that we have here. And to HalflingHelper, congratulations to you as well. You're not walking home empty-handed. You're going to be taking, what is that? I think it was 20% of the tournament pool?
That's right. That's right, so, 20%.
Congratulations to you two, and congrats. Who was it again for the third place?
It was Assassin Narga who took third place.
Congratulations to them as well, and also special thanks to Calberry and Minius. Minus, how do you pronounce your name?
I pronounce it Minus.
Okay, Minus, thank you.
Everyone can pronounce it however they want, because I pronounce it wrong. But
anyways, thank you very much for all the effort that you two have put into getting this going here for SpeedGaming Live 2021. And we here, the staff of SpeedGaming, definitely do appreciate your efforts. And we appreciate your community.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a blast.
Thank you,
and we look forward.
Minus.
Yeah, we look forward to there's still more SpeedGaming going on. So for everyone out there, make sure to check out the rest of it, where they got SpeedGaming Live 2021 and all the tournaments. There's so much left to catch, I think.
Yeah, we've got another championship coming up here in about 20 minutes from now. So, you know, it's a lot of championships going on. We had 27 tournaments. This is just one of them. But yeah, GG's to everyone involved with this tournament. Congrats on the job well done.
Absolutely. And that's all we had. We'll start winding it down now. Everyone enjoy the next tournament that's coming up, the championship, and have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are.
Yeah. Godspeed, messengers.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks everyone.